I'm really sitting here shaking my head. I'm sitting here healing. I got my tooth surgery. My eyes getting better. I got the file, get all that dead off my back paws. And I get a call from my son Boogie, like, guess what? Cam just called me, sent me some money so I could go on an interview. Cam, this is a whole new level of low. You know, it's just not proper conduct to bring children or my children or anyone's children in. And I know Larry made the call, but to try to divide a family and take advantage, manipulate my child, all because you're too scared to have a direct conversation with me about the things you said about me, it's just it's just not the way it's just not the level. It kind of shows your pedigree.
Yeah, for me in particular, that's the line right there. I say it all the time, even when it comes to the internet. And I know that the internet don't necessarily have no rules, especially when people don't know you in real life, because everybody come from a different culture. They come from a different background, a different family, a different part of the United States of America. But one thing is always universal. You know what I'm saying? Family, kids, wives, they've always been off limits, 100%. Now, when people react to certain things because people volunteer that information online, meaning, let's say, for example, if a woman is doing a video where she's saying that she's getting divorced and she left her relationship and all of this other type of stuff, then I'm going to comment on that particular video. You know what I'm saying? Off of her rhetoric in order to illustrate an example or to, use that as a jump off point to have a bigger conversation with the general audience about what is going on. But when we talk about personal, right? Personal issues or a personal attack on somebody, when you're trying to hurt them or you're trying to degrade them or you're trying to make sure that you say something wild, the number one thing that's off limits, even before the wife, and I ain't talking about no girlfriend, even before the wife, the number one thing that you always leave off limits, and I don't care how old they are, you always leave the children off limits, especially if you know the person. If you know the person and you still attacking them and you trying to get an interview with it, it's a level of petty that you just got to stop. And I don't like that, bro. I'm not rocking with that.